What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. If you're watching online, if you're in class, well, you've been with me for about an hour, so that's awesome. In this video, we will be talking about prepositions, and prepositions are cool. They tell us where things are, what time they're happening, and so forth. Let's get going. All right, so this obviously is not mine. It's a Prezi from Tracy Zell. All right, and this is what we're going to talk about is prepositions. Cool. Awesome. I'll leave a link. If you guys are here and you need a link to the presentation, you can find it under the video. If you're watching, the link is in the description box below. So what is a preposition? Well, look at the word. If you look at the word itself, you'll see that it's kind of made of two things, pre and position. We know that position is usually like the place, right? So preposition or preposition, if we were to pronounce it correctly, would be almost where something is, whether it's in time or in place, okay? So what is it? It describes the relationship between the preposition and the object, okay? So it tells us where something is or what time it's happening and so forth. So these can be in, at, on, and these are one word prepositions, or it could be multiple word prepositions like on, top, up. Okay, so quickly to recap in Spanish, preposition es, nos vamos a decir la ubicación de algo. Puede ser en time, right? En el tiempo, puede ser en el mundo, right? Something physical, okay? All right, so there are three types of prepositions. We have time, place, and direction, right? So tiempo, lugar, y ubicación, cool, or dirección. So what are some prepositions of time? Well, it answers the question when. All right, so when did or does or will something happen? In, at, and on. These are the major or the main prepositions of time. In, at, and on. We use in when we're talking about months or seasons, years, or after a period of time or time of day. So for example, I was born in January. I'm leaving to Europe in the summer. It happened in 1950. All right, so we use in if it's inside a month or inside a season or inside a year. Okay. And it's almost as if the entire month is there or the entire season, and this is something that's in the middle of it. We also use it for certain times a day. For example, in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon, okay? We use at when we're talking about a specific time, okay? If we're talking about night, and if we're talking at a certain point in time or year. For example, I will be arriving at 8 a.m. All right. She's coming over at night. So, and then certain points or times in a certain point in time or a year. For example, he will be at the airport. Well, at the airport would be the place. He will arrive at 7. Okay, so at a certain point of time or in time. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of an example of a year or a time. I can't. Yeah. So for example, at the holiday season would probably be a certain time of the year. On is another one that we use often, and that is like on a certain day of the week or on a special day. For example, I'm going on Monday. My family is visiting on the 2nd of or on Tuesday or on Saturday, right? I'm having a party on my birthday. Christmas party is on the 24th. Okay. Questions so far? No questions. Awesome. Oop. All right. So there are more things that help us tell time. So to, till, until, past is part of telling time. And these are things that you have to memorize and you will learn with time. Okay. But before, by, after. So for example, I'm here till 2. All right. It will be past 11. Okay. The event will be held from 7 to 11. Okay. He will stay past midnight. Okay. Before happens earlier in time. So for example, I'm stopping by the grocery store before I go home. Okay. I will buy, right, a certain point. I will be there by 10. Okay, so almost 10, right? After happens after the fact, right? I'm going to the grocery store after I pick up my son. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. And these are some of them that share similar meaning. Okay. So since is from a certain point of time, from the past till now. For, over, right, from the past till now. During, so throughout the period, and ago. So all of these, they share similar things. They share similar meanings, right? I have been here since the morning, which means from that point until now. He has been here for 3 hours, okay? So from 3 hours ago until now. She has been waiting for over 3 hours. So then it takes the hours that we're in now. And so from the past until now, it's more than that, okay? I will be there during the Holy Week, okay? So from that point to that point. And it was a long time ago. Okay, so these are just some things that are similar. They're a little bit harder to identify or to, I don't want to say give examples, but they're just something that you honestly, you have to memorize. You have to memorize what they are. And then the more you read, the more you expose yourself to the language, the more you'll see that there are certain places where these are to be used, okay? Prepositions of place. So a lot of the prepositions cross over from time to place to direction, okay? So we saw that on time, we had in, at, and on as well. But when we're talking about a place, in is between two things, okay? At is at a certain point, and on is touching a surface, okay? So I'm in the park, okay? Which means the park has a limit, right? So you're in the middle of that park or somewhere inside that park. I'm at the basketball court. It's a very specific location, not bound by a limit, but a very specific location or a general place or very specific point in that place. I'm on the basketball court, meaning that you're standing on it, okay? So the difference between saying I'm at the basketball court and I'm on the basketball court means that at the basketball court, you don't have to be right on top of it. You can be sitting right next to it, okay? It's a general location, but it's a very specific location, right? On means that you are actually standing on top of that thing, okay? So saying I'm on the basketball court gives a very specific direction that you are actually standing on top of that court. Cool? Question, my people? All right. Awesome. So what do you guys think? Oliver's at the bank, okay? Because the bank is a specific location, okay? If I say I'm in the bank or I'm inside the bank, what would that mean?
Area.
Yeah, inside the walls of the bank, okay? I'm at the bank probably means that you are going there to do something, all right? I'm in the bank means that you're inside the building. Okay. All right, so some things that have the same meaning, next to and beside have the same meaning, near and by have the same meaning, across from or opposite all have the same meaning. Cool? All right. Although these are different, they can have similar meanings, okay? Under and below, above or over, and among and between. They mean different things, but they are very close in meaning, so you can use either one of them. All right, so under is covered, below is a lower position. However, I can say the bag is below the table or the bag is under the table. Both are correct, okay? Above and over, right? The ceiling is above my head. The ceiling is over my head. Both are correct. Among and between, you are standing among us or you are standing between us, okay? So among in the middle of two people, between is in the middle of two people, among in the middle of three or more people. Cool? All right. Again, more of them in front, opposites in front and behind, at the top of, at the bottom of, in and inside. These are the same. Left and right, out and outside are the same. All right. At the top of is the highest point. On top of is you're standing, sitting, or lying on something. Okay. But when you say at the top of, it's the highest point in whatever, like at the top of the mountain means it's the highest point in the mountain. On top of the mountain means that you are standing physically at the highest point. Okay. All right. And then preposition of direction tells us where something is or someone is going. Okay, you can say out of, through, across, over, around, up, under, towards, to, down, away from, into, onto. These all tell us directions. Okay, so these are some references that we have, but mainly what we want to do is in directions, you are trying to say where or something or someone is going. For example, she walked into the woods, okay? She walked down the stairs. She walked away from him. She was under the water, okay? Or she went underwater. He's sitting across from me, all right? Or sorry, yeah, that would be a position, sorry. You have to go across the way. That would be directional, okay? So these are our prepositions. I know there's a lot. I know I'm not doing like the best job at explaining them, but it is what it is. It just tells you where, so a location or what, like direction or time, okay? So you just have to know that it just shows us the position of something, and it comes before that noun. Okay? Cool. Any questions on that?
No.
I think that is it. Oop, and there's our friend.
That's a friend, Matthew.
Yeah.
It's a Matthew always.
Is that what we called him? We decided to call him Matthew.
Yeah.
All right. That is, what is it? So that's it for this video. If you're watching in online, you can ask questions at the bottom. And if you're here, we will take a few more minutes to talk about what we just went through.